The Invincible War happened, as well as that other episode after it, which might factor into this video, you know, you'll find out. And I am just in love with the concept of all these different variations of Mark coming in. You know, some more evil than others, some crazier than others, some with a little more depth than others, all fighting all these different characters, attacking the different places, doing different things, saying different things. It's awesome. I'm gonna go through all of them, all what should be 18, but it's kind of 19, you'll see. I'll give my personal thoughts and opinions on them, as well as rank them on their performance and their contributions in the war. Who they fought, who they beat, who they couldn't beat, how long they survived, all sorts of stuff like that. With a little bit of, you know, if they showed a little more character, if they showed a little more fun, then maybe it bumps the ranking up a little bit. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll see. Rank them here on this tier list. Look at that. Maybe I don't put the letters off the screen. Woo! Alright, the way we're gonna do this is I got this, you know, container here. It's got all the Invincible variants locked up in there, and we're gonna go through them entirely at random. They don't really mix here. Like I'm like shaking it just for show. They're like pieces of paper. They don't really get mixed around, so I just shuffled them without looking beforehand. And our first one, let me show this on the screen. Woo! Our first one is gonna be, ooh, Omni-Vincible to start it off, otherwise known as Omni-Mark. I'm gonna be saying, you know, the real names provided. You know, whatever. He's really cool. He's really cool. Just the idea, like, just the concept of a variant of Invincible that takes on Omni-Man's suit like that. That's so cool, especially since the lore is that he kills Omni-Man and then, you know, I don't know, steals his outfit. That's awesome. On day 2 of the war, he shows up to help Hoodvincible, who's getting absolutely jumped by Mark and Eve. He shows up, completely changes the tides of the battle, makes it into a 2v2, and he actually ends up breaking Eve's leg horrifically and taking her completely out of the war. Huge points. So for that, and as well as being a day 3 survivor, which gives big points, because, you know, they didn't die, they didn't get killed, they made it to the end. Omni-Mark is going to be going right into the A tier. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. No. Stay on there. There we go. I realize I can put this chair lower, which is good. I'm in frame now. Okay, we're going to get the second pick. Oh! Wait. He was supposed to go in S. Oh, I'm so dumb. I forgot my own ranking system. Hold on. How silly of me. S rank. Okay. Sinister Mark, though. Or, you know, Cape Invincible. I know everybody loves calling him that. He's cool. I mean, the design, black and yellow with the cape, it goes crazy. He's also one of 2 that we see before the war takes place. We see him in season 2 with all of Angstrom Levy's nonsense. It's really random who the other guy we see is, but that's why this guy is the main guy. We see him beforehand, and yet we don't really see him that much throughout the war, at least not do that much on screen, because we can only really go by what's on screen. So we see him fight Best Tiger on day 1, and then later on, I think during day 2, he fights El Chupacabra. And both fights, results are unknown. We can only assume a draw because both of his opponents are confirmed to survive. So he did make it to day 3, but look, he just didn't do that much, okay? Day 3 survivor, I mean, I already said all of that. Oh my God, why is it still? He's gonna have to go in A tier, I'm sorry. Next up, we got, oh my God, I swear I shuffled these. Mohawk Mark. Mohawk, as they say. He was great. I mean, he got like maybe the most screen time out of any of them, so naturally he's gonna be good, but what did he actually do? On day 1, he clashes heads with our Mark, with the mainline Mark, and he actually loses this fight. He gets knocked out, although he gets up shortly after which he gets jumped by Mark, Bolt, Kid Thor, and Knockout. But then he gets back up, and he fights those guys off screen. I don't know about Kid Thor and Knockout, but for sure we see Bolt later on. So it's a little weird, but I mean, he kept getting knocked down. He kept getting back up. He got jumped multiple times and he survived, so... We're gonna land him another big S tier, yeah. Let's get another one. And we got... Ooh! Goggles Invincible. Goggly Mark. Actually really cool. One of the 2 Invincibles to go and fight one of the major teams in the show. But unlike No Goggles Invincible, who's all, you know, he's like laughing, he's jovial, he's having fun while fighting. This guy was kind of, he was kind of, you know, sinister. He was pretty serious compared to a lot of the other marks. This variant took on the new, you know, split off the Guardians teen team. I don't think they actually came up with a new name. So they're going to be the teen team. So he fought Bulletproof, Monster Girl, Robot, and Rex all at once. Is that everyone? Am I forgetting someone? Took out Monster Girl, beat the brakes off of Bulletproof off screen. Please be breathing. Although Bulletproof did get away without any damage done to him, which is, you know, maybe lowers his points a bit. Couldn't take out Bulletproof. Monster Girl was pretty beaten. Rudy got all his robots destroyed. And he died to Rex's self-destruct, but that it does count as somewhat of a point to him taking out Rex, you know, injuring a lot of the rest of the teen team. He took on one of the most powerful teams, defeated most of them, you know, made out with a main character dying. So despite not being a day 3 survivor, he is still going to get a nice A tier. We're getting pretty stacked guys at the start. Okay, that was flipped over. Shuffle them. Back in. Shake. And we got... Oh! Light Blue Invincible. You might not even know who this is unless you saw the TikTok post and the Twitter post where they were showing all the variants. Because this guy literally does not appear. He just doesn't appear at all. Look at the image I had to use for this. Was from like the character sheets, like the character design sheets. He doesn't show up. We can only assume that he's the one that died to Powerplex. That's it. This is the easiest, fattest C tier I could possibly give. Literally did nothing, didn't have a single life, didn't even have an ounce of screen time besides being dead and off screen by a Powerplex. You're literally dog shit, bro. I'm pretty sure he's not in the comics either. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, Mustacheable. Mustache Viltrumite Mark. We can find Mustacheable on day 1 of the war, taking into outer space for whatever reason, taking into the stratosphere, whatever, and he starts fighting with Tech Jacket. And you can imagine how that goes. He gets his ass whooped, although he does continue the fight across a whole day. It's not until day 2 do we see him get defeated. Based on the criteria, he kind of actually deserves a B tier, but for being the most Viltrumite Mark, having the mustache and everything, he was just disappointing. For that egregious offense, we're gonna put him in C. There we go. No B tiers yet. Ming, 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 ming. Ooh, Hair Invincible, Long Hair Mark. We cut to Hair Invincible twice throughout the war. The first time he's fighting some random heroes. I don't even know if they have names. He throws a car at them. Cool, I guess. Shows up again, dead and bloodied on the ground at the hand of Oliver and others. So, calm B tier. Calm little B tier. Didn't really do a whole lot. Wasn't horrible though. You know, whatever. It's a B tier, you know? Second lowest tier on the list. And next up we got Sport Invincible. Here people call him Nike Tech Mark, they call him CW Invincible. This guy is actually the second variant alongside Sinister Mark that appears in the previous season. Why him? I don't know, because he does absolutely nothing before we cut to his corpse on the second day. He definitely defeated some people, took some lives, albeit off screen. The fact that he was defeated on day 2, it kind of shows that. So And despite that cool little fun fact, still didn't really do anything. But he made it to day 2. So, you know, just slot him in there in the B tier. Let's go. Look, wow. This spread has been really even. It's 2 on each tier. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. Oh, everybody's favorite. Invincible, who is in the comics, but he's just not in that first panel with all the Invincibles. It's weird. So I had to make this one for him. Anyways, we see him get to work straight off of day 1 where he fights and kills British Knight, confirmed kill. We later also cut to him on day 2 where he fights Business Baby and Big Mildew. Look, I'm getting the name Big Mildew off the wiki. I'm not even sure if that's his actual name. I see people call him Big Green Gary. I don't know. But Business Baby is confirmed, where he kills Business Baby.
Business Baby did not die.
And defeats Big Mildew? I don't know. He gets off and we see him later, but that's 2 confirmed the name character kills, and he's a day 3 survivor. For sure, an S tier. There we go. Whoa! Oh, got a little dolphin jump there. Oh, no maskable. No mask mark, maskless mark. Everybody's favorite Invincible, the GOAT. In terms of what he did, in terms of, you know, the combat and contributions in the war, we do see him fighting the Hunk in the desert, and it is a confirmed kill. We actually even cut to his body later in the desert, as well as being a day 3 survivor, and, you know, actually being one of the Invincible variants with the most nuance you can pull, one of the more nuanced ones that you can pull, and that's just off of like 1 facial expression and 1 line. You can infer and extract a lot from there. That's pretty cool. That's S. That's S behavior right there. Yeah, get him in there. We love our day 3 survivors. Let me see if I can do that again. Oh. Come on. Okay, whatever. Ah, what did they call him? Viltrumite? Viltrumite Mark. The only opponent we see him fight in the show is Wolfman. We see them falling down off the sky, descending off the skyscraper. Although we have to assume the fight ended in some kind of interruption or, I don't know, something where they lost each other, or Invincible thought he killed Wolfman, or something happens, because we see Wolfman later, he survives, so that would look pretty bad for Viltrumite Mark's resume. And look, in this video, I'm not supposed to take things from the comics. It's supposed to be where, you know, we're talking about the show, but this is undeniable. Everybody talks about this. Everybody knows this. He fights Spawn in the comics, and he, you know, presumably he kills him, and he even says himself that he killed the Spawn in his universe. Come on. I'm not really supposed to be considering the comics for this, but I mean, you heard it. You know what? He's going in the S tier. Yes, Viltrumite. Flip. Come on. I'm seeing the jump. It's not going. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Flaxan Mark. You know the deal. But in case you don't know the deal, he immediately stormed the Pentagon on day 1 and got viciously packed up by Cecil, the Reaniman, and Donald. Donald is his name, yes. First one to die out of all of them. Probably early morning in the first day. Another quick and easy C tier. It's gonna flip this time. Oh my god. Shuffle. Back in there. I think I picked up all of them, hopefully. We're gonna go to the next one. Oh, look at that. Now you might think, isn't that just our Invincible? Mark Grayson, the guy that we all know and love. But no it isn't. This guy doesn't even have a stupid Invincible name like all the other ones, because he's not in the show at all. In fact, he only shows up in one panel in the comic where he's one of the Day 3 survivors. The only name I hear people call him is just Evil Mark, and he has no design changes from our main Mark in the blue suit. So it's gonna be a C tier. Well, the flip is getting harder with each less amount of Invincibles in here. What? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Prison Invincible, Prison Mark. We honestly don't see this guy do much. He's flying around. He sets his sights on this one random nameless hero. But he's a Day 3 survivor, and he looks cool, and his voice is pretty unique too. And Day 3 survivors get huge points. A tier. Cool design though. Cool design for sure. Got a bit of a tilt there, 90-degree angle. Wow, I keep picking up 2 now. Bulletproofable! Brother, you are dog shit! Bulletproofable we don't see until the second day. Yup, until the second day, where he is similarly to Flaxan Mark getting packed up by the Reaniman and Cecil and GDA and all that. But he made it to day 2, so like, he probably fought some other people along the way, whatever, you know? Get him into the B tier. Get him into the B tier. He's pretty unique too. I do like the whole take in other people's... What am I saying? He's like Omni-Mark is what I'm saying. Boom, boom. Okay, I'm giving up on this. Do a little rotation. Invincible, a fan favorite. Now, Invincible, he's actually seen getting jumped by like 5-6 other heroes before Mark and Eve step in, and he takes out all those heroes. They're fodder, but he takes them out, and then, you know, proceeds to get jumped pretty badly by Mark and Eve. Omni-Invincible steps in, they make it a 2v2. He doesn't do that much in the fight, and then we never see him again. Dies off screen to who, how, who knows. But he's got one of my favorite designs, and he was pretty funny. He had a, you know, unique cadence, vernacular way of speaking. Cool, but his death is entirely off screen. We don't even see his body. And he ultimately didn't do that much. Why am I putting him in A? He goes into B tier. Ah, Cap Invincible. I remember everybody calling this guy bald and ugly before the episode came out, and now people are thirsting over him because of this, of him stretching and cracking his neck. But what did he do in the actual things of doing the things? Well, we see him coming off of fighting some other heroes. He's got blood on him, and Oliver runs up to him. He then proceeds to have some kind of off-screen scuffle fight with Oliver, which leads to Bolt and this other unnamed hero jumping in. Pretty sure this is the same trio that defeated Invincible. Once he starts getting jumped, we don't see him again. We can only assume that they killed him, which is huge for Oliver. For him, not so much. Cap Invincible going into B tier. Brother, don't fold on me. Ooh, we got 2 left. Just gonna take it out like that. Mask Invincible! The first variant, or one of the only 2 variants alongside No Maskable, to show that, you know, not all the Invincible variants are these like bloodthirsty, ravenous, insane, crazy dictators like, you know, Strivincible and the sort the like. Misses his mom. That's cool. That's awesome. We surprisingly we don't see him in any fights at all, though he is a Day 3 survivor. So you know what? Calm, nice little A tier for the GOAT. Another fan favorite. And the last one, I'll just pull him up. Oh, the no Gogglesable! Goggleless Mark for the end. He was really fun. He was really cool. No Gogglesable, the other Invincible variant alongside Gogglesable. What do they call him? Goggles Invincible? Yeah. The other variant alongside Goggles to take on one of the main teams where he fought the Guardians that stayed in the Guardians of the Globe. So he fought against Black Samson, Shapesmith, Darkwing, Duplicate, and Immortal. All at once. We actually see him fighting just Immortal, like throughout the world in the desert and stuff earlier, but the fight ends in Guardians HQ where he's fighting against all of them. Duplicate, he kills like a trillion of her, whatever, right? Whatever. Shapesmith injured to the point where he's completely taken out of the war. Black Samson, I would assume the same. He kills the Immortal, kills him straight up. He's not going to be able to recover until, you know, they got to do his whole reattaching his head thing. And then he does get taken to the Shadowverse by Darkwing. But he took out the whole team, essentially. He removed all of them from the war. Yes, minus points for not making it to day 3, but he did his thing. Despite not being a day 3 survivor, he's going in the A. He's going in the A, just like opposite, actually. Goggles. Come here. Come here. Look at that list. We did it. All 19 Invincible variants ranked. But guess what? The GOAT tier on the back of the tier list hidden. Oh my goodness. This was supposed to be better planned out. But whatever. And guess who's going in? We got Mark and Eve going in. Yup. Woo! Yes. For defeating Angstrom Levy and Conquest. Which you might say, Conquest is not a part of the war. It happened like a few days, maybe even a day after. Like, you know, you can win the battle, but you gotta win the war. You know, you can beat the Invincible variants, but you gotta beat Conquest too. Or, you know, the shit's not safe, right? Totally, yup. People will hate on their contributions within the actual Invincible war itself, although, you know, it probably led to getting Hoodvincible killed if I don't know how that happened. They got jumped by Reanimen. Omni-Mark lived. Hoodvincible is dead. Who knows how that went down. But, you know, they fought those guys, and those miscellaneous heroes, I don't think they died. I think they were just, like, knocked out, taken out because Mark and Eve were there. So they saved some lives, but that's not important. None of that matters. Mark took out the main leader, the main threat of the whole war, Angstrom Levy. Perfect, amazing. Yes, he got away, but he defeated him. In the sense of the war and the fight, he defeated him. And then, you know, Eve, after coming off a horrific injury, jumps back in to fight Conquest. Does major damage. Followed with Mark finishing him off. That's just like so significant. And you know what? Eve is not an Invincible variant, but I'm still gonna put her on the list. Who cares? Look at her. Yes. And you know what? If I'm gonna throw Eve on this, then I gotta give a shout out to Oliver, the GOAT. Honestly, he was so good throughout these fights. He fought Capvincible, and we can only assume he defeated him because later on we see him with the same group of heroes that he was fighting Capvincible with. So I think we can give him the W on Capvincible. And later on in the next day, or within the same day, I forget, you know, like the day 1 and 2, they blend together a little bit. But later on, we do see him also kill Hairvincible with that same squad. That's 2 Invincible variant kills, and then he puts in work against Conquest. Not nearly as much as Mark and Eve do, but he saves Mark, and he lands some crucial blows, you know, for being like, what is he, 6 months, 9 months, a year old? Shout out. That's the list. Woohoo. I'm talking here because I filmed this. I don't know. Would you call it B-roll? What qualifies as B-roll? I don't know. I'm just talking because I filmed this and I want to put it in the video. I'm not really sure where I would put it. So this is the end of the video, I guess. Look at the tier list. Holy freaking smokes, man. So cool. Bye-bye.